Google is an American multinational technology company that specializes in interest-related services and products. This includes online advertising technologies, their softwares, and their hardwares. And of course, their famous search engine that has even been coined as a word in the Webster Dictionary. Google's current market share has even been hovering around 90% since 2010. In this documentary, we will be exploring the aspects of trust and ethics, job satisfaction, and the organizational culture affecting motivation.
To start, let's talk about organizational culture. Google has 70 different locations in about 50 different countries. Google's type of culture is a communal one. They have high levels of both sociability and solidarity, which put simple means group members act alike and are friendly with one another. There's no doubt that Google's headquarters around the world are a creative culture, which gives employees the ability to freely express their new ideas in the company and not feel like they will be punished for it. PayScale also reports 73% of Google's employees find their jobs to be meaningful. This gives employees psychological empowerment in terms of motivation and makes them feel like they're actually doing something within the company. Google has espoused values, which are beliefs, philosophies, and norms that a company explicitly states. Some beliefs and philosophies are stated within the movie The Internship, which is about working for Google.
Now, I recognize that Google is not a conventional workplace. Having said that, we have rules. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. You are going to raise the green paddle to indicate yes, and the red paddle to indicate no. Let's begin. Having a beer with your boss. Some of you are under 21.
Some of us aren't under 21, so if you want to grab a cold one with me, I'm happy to do that with you.
I will not be grabbing a cold one with you.
You get high?
I don't get high.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
Dating a fellow intern. This is Google, not Match.com.
No, that's frowned upon also.
So we'll say no to love.
We'll say no to love, yes.
It's gonna be a no.
Is a one-night stand considered dating?
Now we're going to talk about job satisfaction. According to PayScale, 86% of Google employees say they are either extremely satisfied or fairly satisfied with their job. More than 64,000 Google employees can take advantage of perks like laundry and fitness facilities, generous paid parental leave, on-site childcare, financial support, and even free healthy and gourmet meals. Google tries to create an environment for their employees that feels like a second home, a place they don't feel like they have to leave. This extends to the employee's family as well. In the event that the employee passes away, Google has this benefits after life policy. Basically, should this happen, the employee's stock options automatically vest and their spouse receives half of the Googler's salary for 10 years, plus $1,000 per month if they have any children. An employee's salary ranges from an average of $66,000 to $163,000 a year. Two factors of determining job satisfaction are salary at 55% and quality of work environment coming in at 37%. Google hits these two factors to increase their employees' loyalty and commitment. Because Google employees find their jobs to be meaningful, this emotionally attaches the employee with the company and the work itself, ultimately creating high job satisfaction, which would be considered an effective commitment. Ultimately, being happy gives off a high positive effect.
Now let's talk about trust. Even though it seems Google is doing everything right, there's always that one thing that could potentially hurt a company's reputation. For Google, the biggest issue they face is consumer trust. Many people use Google's variety of services based on a cognition-based trust. Cognition-based trust means that trust is rooted in a rational assessment of the authority's trustworthiness. Since Google is a very large and reputable company and over the years has become a household name, consumers see Google as trustworthy and trust them enough to continue to use their services. However, even though it seems that people trust Google, growing concerns about data privacy and security have given rise to consumer unease with the marketing practices of companies like Facebook and Google. According to the market research firm's Brand Relevance Index, Facebook and Google didn't even make the top 50 most relevant brands because they performed poorly in terms of consumer trust. Facebook had a trust ranking of 200 and Google ranked 130 out of 400 brands. Google's biggest trust problem stems from the data they collect from their users. Google collects a lot of data based on how often consumers use their product. For example, they use your browser history and other data to assume what your interests are. This is why you see ads that are tailored specifically to you when you are randomly browsing the internet. Google can even track your location, where you've been, when you went, and for how long. There is a large public misconception on how Google uses the data they collect. Many people believe that Google collects this data and then sells it off to marketing firms, which in fact is not true. The reality is that no one outside of Google knows your information. In fact, the collected data has more value to Google itself and is not something they want to sell off, and this is why. Google offers a tailored service to companies looking to buy ad space. For example, a company who sells fishing products would have their ads made visible to users whose data show they have an interest in fishing. Google is transparent about the data they collect. They offer users the ability to control their privacy settings to limit what types of information they collect. Despite this, consumers still have fears on how much information companies like Google know about them. In an article, avid Google user James Fallows talks about one app in particular, which is the Google Health program from a couple years back. This program allows users to upload their immunization record and prescription infos for future reference. After the program being active for 5 years, Google decided to pull the plug and cancel the program, leaving the users who embraced this program and took their time to upload their records wondering why they even invested their time.
All in all, Google's culture, job satisfaction, and trust are all aspects of their company that they can continue to work on. Their culture and job satisfaction is at an all-time high, but unfortunately, they are not where they want to be in terms of trust. We shouldn't ask if what they are doing is wrong. The question should be if what they are doing is best for us.